Good evening, America. My co-host Ryan and I are coming to you tonight with some groundbreaking news on a new teaching methodology.
That is right, America. Stacy and I have some interviews and video clips to show you that we pulled together this week on this new teaching methodology.
Ryan, we might want to tell them the name of this new teaching methodology before we start showing them videos and interviews.
Stacy, you are so right. The new teaching methodology we found out about is discovery learning.
I hope everyone finds discovery learning as fascinating as we did, Ryan.
Me too, Stacy. Let's show them our findings now.
Andy Johnson, what discovery learning is, or might be just a short view and overview. It's not that complicated. However, it is not simply telling students to go discover something, fishing around for anything. It is purposeful and planned. Create an activity where students are able to discover some or all of the predetermined, that's the important part, concepts or skills before the lesson. Some activity. The teacher then fills in the blanks with lecture or direct instruction afterwards. All right?
Stacy, listening to that clip gets me so excited. That was just a brief overview for them. They are going to love discovery learning, I just know they will.
Ryan, I know. This has me wanting to jump out of my seat with excitement. We need to show them the clip of Mrs. Chambly explaining the roles of the teacher and students. That is going to really excite them.
Go ahead, Jerry, put that clip up of Mrs. Chambly.
Thank you, Ryan and Stacy, for talking to me today about this new awesome way of learning called discovery learning. So first I want to talk to you about what the teacher's role of everything is in this new discovery learning. The teacher's role is more to provide guided tasks, leveraging a variety of instructional techniques, assess the accuracy of the students' ideas and provide feedback, and provide examples of how to complete tasks. So basically, the teacher's role is to help guide the students through all this. They're kind of stay in the outfield, and they present them with a problem that they need to find answers to, and they give them everything they need in order to find that, and then it's the students that go out and they take on the responsibility of figuring out the answer. In discovery learning, it's a very critical factor that the teacher is the assistant. They don't take the role in it. The kids are the ones that's discovering, which brings me to what the students are responsible for. The students' role is they come up with their own conclusions. They ask questions to the teacher that can guide them. They inquire information to improve their understanding. They answer controversial and tricky questions. They ask others what they think about. They do experimenting, and they work with other classmates. So basically, they take the question or the problem or goal or the phenomenon, and they go with it. They try and figure out the answers. They ask other people around them. They ask classmates. They work with other classmates. So basically, the student is in charge of their own learning. They're the ones that take control, and they handle their learning, and they figure out the answer with the teacher as their helper with whatever they need help with.
That was a lot of great information from Mrs. Chambly about the role of the teacher and students.
Yes, it was, Stacy. I think we need to show the viewers the next clip of Mrs. Chambly talking about the process students follow.
I agree, Ryan. Pull up that next clip, please, Jerry.
Okay, so this time we're going to talk about what process the students go through during discovery learning and what they do during discovery learning. The first thing they do is they formulate questions and initial understandings. The students are given the problem, the phenomenon, or goal, which means that's where the teacher is, and they give them what they're supposed to be finding the answer to, or what they're supposed to be learning. And then they take that problem, phenomenon, or goal, and they explore and they analyze it. They can use they can use online resources, they can use encyclopedias, they can use outside resources, they can use people, they can use everything basically is on the board for them to use as long as they're finding their answer. They draw their own conclusions to it, and then that's when they present that to the teacher. When they finish coming up with the answers to their goals, problem, or phenomenon.
Ryan, that clip from Mrs. Chambly should excite all students in school right now. Discovery learning is a great way for teachers to get students involved in the classroom.
You are so right, Stacy. It makes me want to go back to school so I can join in on this discovery learning in the classroom.
Me too, Ryan. But like every teaching method, there are obstacles, advantages, and disadvantages to it. As in, we have Mrs. Chambly to explain those to us.
Pull that video up, please, Jerry.
Alright, lastly we're going to talk about the obstacles to this discovery learning. The obstacles that can present itself during this discovery learning is students not knowing where to start and they need a little extra push. More difficulty for teachers to detect problems in the learning process. Teachers struggle to allow students to do it on their own. And teachers trying to direct students away from misconceptions before they need to. So basically it's because the teacher's more in the outfield and not hands-on with the students, it makes it a little more, it's more difficult for those teachers, and it takes a learning process for them to understand how to step back and not jump in and oh, that's wrong, you don't need to do it that way, or allowing the student to do it on their own. Then we have some of our disadvantages, which are, it takes a lot more time in the classroom to do discovery learning because the students are doing all of it on their own. It's also a lot harder for teachers to be properly trained. They don't go through proper training to know how to do discovery learning. And sometimes discovery learning is a lot more difficult for some students to achieve. Now we have our advantages. There are so many advantages to this discovery learning. Like, one, it activates engagement, it promotes motivation, it promotes ownership of learning for students, it develops the creativity and problem-solving skills for students, it gives its own tailored learning experience. It's been proven as a huge success in special ed classrooms as well. It fosters curiosity, it allows for a personalized learning experience, it builds on students' prior knowledge and understanding, and it enables the development of lifelong learning skills. So you can see this one does have obstacles and it does have disadvantages, but it's nothing compared to all the advantages that can happen with discovery learning.
Ryan, I know there were some obstacles and disadvantages for discovery learning, but I think the advantages outweighed all of them.
I agree, Stacy. I still love discovery learning. We have one last video clip to show our viewers about what researcher Anthony Fleck says about discovery learning.
Yes, we do, Ryan. I love what he says.
Me too, Stacy. Pull that video up, please, Jerry.
So discovery learning is going to encourage students to have this creativity and this need for exploration, and they're going to be critical thinkers, and it's really going to help get students engaged in their own learning. And students will learn how to fail and not think of it in a negative light. They'll learn from their mistakes. And it's a whole different frame shift in the way we think. And I'd just like to end with a quote here from Christopher Hitchens. He says, "The essence of the independent mind lies not in what it thinks, but in how it thinks." And I encourage you all to consider how we want our students to think about their education.
I hope our viewers have learned to love discovery learning as much as you and me.
Me too, Stacy.
Thank you, America, for listening to us tonight.
We will see you next week, America, for our next awesome discovery.